Is the grass finally turning green for Mason? Case's red card case. Should the Reds appeal? Rush and the Fortress Old Traff. Two Fords that will trouble Leeds. Before I begin, I just want to thank all our fans. On behalf of the Liquid Sports Show organization, I want to thank everyone who's been following us, who's been listening and watching us. And if you are watching this without subscribing, please subscribe so that we get on, so that we grow again together. So thank you so much for all of our followers. Everywhere you are, we appreciate you, we as Liquid Sports Show. So let's get on it. A few days ago, reports from Manchester indicated that Manchester police had dropped Mason Greenwood's case. I mean, this was a long time coming for Mason Greenwood, and yeah, the lad has been out for quite some time, and it was a long time coming for him to be able to play football again. I mean, he was free. Of course, the case was about his sexual assault and sexual offenses that were filed by his girlfriend. So it therefore means Greenwood is now free and he can be able to play football again and be free. Yeah. Greenwood himself released a statement saying, I am relieved that this matter is now over, and I would like to thank my family, loved ones and friends for their support. There will be no further comment at this time. So basically, Greenwood is ready to come back and play football again and be free. And later on that day, Manchester United released a statement saying, Manchester United notes that the decision of the Crown Prosecution Service that all charges against Mason Greenwood have been dropped, and the club will now conduct its own process before determining next steps. So, of course, this is a dark cloud, maybe again for Greenwood, because you never know maybe what's going to happen, especially for the decision that is going to be made amongst the club officials. So it's obvious that he's a great talent, but having been involved in a case like sexual harassment could seem huge, maybe, especially during this Ten Hag's era, and you never know what the board will decide. But most of Man United fans, I'm sure they are wishing that Mason Greenwood comes back and will be able to play football again. And I'm sure he will be able to fit in the current team very well, in the especially Ten Hag system. And especially Manchester United needing more strikers up front. He will be like a new signing yet again. So, yeah, so we hope that Manchester United will finally decide, or the Manchester United board will finally decide on when Greenwood can, if he can still join the team and begin practicing. Of course, reports from various sources have shown or have indicated that the board is split in between the player like coming back or just terminating the contract. But yeah, the chances are he could come back to the team and be able to help the team moving forward. Of course, there's something else. Greenwood deleted all his old photos on Instagram, and he left only the pictures that he was pictured in the Man United jerseys. And that means that he also left, he tagged along Manchester United and Nike on his profile. But later on, Nike were able to release a statement saying Greenwood was no longer an athlete for Nike. So I think that is the twist of this story up to now. And we're going to be waiting for the statement from or the decision that will be made by the Manchester United board. And we will know what comes. I know most of Man United fans will want or would fancy Greenwood coming back to the team and helping the team, because it's at a crucial time, and Manchester United would really need an addition or a player like Mason Greenwood. But I tend to think maybe even if he comes back, maybe Ten Hag, it will take a lot more time before he comes back to the squad. Of course, we saw what happened to Sancho. We are not saying Sancho was injured or had a problem, but he was prepared very much well mentally to be able to come back and play again. So for Greenwood, I'm thinking it's gonna be the same story. He's gonna be maybe rehabilitated a little bit, and yeah, before he comes back to the team. So that is it for Mason Greenwood. Let's talk about Casemiro's red card. Yeah, of course, Casemiro is now banned for 3 games after receiving a straight red card in the match between Man United vs Crystal Palace last weekend. And it's a big blow for Man United, of course. But let's try to rewind back the events that led to his red card. Of course, Schlupp looked like he fouled Anthony without even the ball being in the picture. And Casemiro being a protective teammate, of course, there was a scuffle, players pushing each other, and Casemiro was able to be on the scene and to protect his teammates. And he kind of maybe went overboard by grabbing Will Hughes by the neck. And after the incident, referee managed to grab video footage from the VAR, and he sent Casemiro off. Unfortunately for Manchester United, because Casemiro is very crucial to their team. But let's just look at it, how it happened. On maybe a neutral point of view, or as a football fan, football has evolved these days. Like referees and other officials make very quick decisions in terms of sending off people these days, and it might sound harsh, but it looked like a straight red from the footage that VAR showed. So especially the slow motion one showed that Casemiro looked like he was strangling Will Hughes. But there's more footages that are going around the internet that show that Casemiro was just holding off Will Hughes. And that means that it was a harsh red card for them. So should Man United appeal for this red card? So I kind of think, personally, as a football analyst, I think the red card was a little bit harsh, but it's going to be dangerous for Man United to appeal this case, because obviously there's something right now that we need to talk about, and it's the officiating of matches. We all know that there's a lot more going on, especially in every matches, like poor officiating, many decisions that have been made against teams. Teams have suffered in the hands of referees. But it is what it is, you know. So the reason why I'm saying that it could be dangerous for Man United to appeal for the Casemiro's red card is because if your appeal is not good enough, there's always a punishment for it. And if you look at Manchester United fixtures right now, you'll find that they have Leeds at home, and then they have Leeds away from home, and then Barcelona, of course, and then they have Leicester, and then before, I think, their EFL Cup final. So technically this means that Casemiro, as of now, without the red card appeal, he will miss Leeds 2 matches and the Leicester match, meaning he will be able to play in the EFL Cup final. So to me, I think the 3 matches that he would miss are not crucial. I'm not saying that they are not crucial enough, but there are matches that look, or seemingly Manchester United look like they can win them. So right now they have Marcel Sabitzer who can come in, and they also still have Fred, and I think McTominay is injured, but I think they can afford to miss Casemiro in these matches, but they cannot afford to miss him in the final against Newcastle. So this means if I were the Manchester United board right now, I wouldn't appeal for that red card, because if found guilty again through the appeal, it means Casemiro could be banned for more matches, which means he will miss the crucial Newcastle match. So I think Ten Hag is clever enough, and his team, I think he has been able to train these players to come and fit in. We've seen players who have been away in Manchester United are still doing well. So I tend to think Manchester United might not appeal Casemiro's red card, and he could be out for those 3 matches, and then he will be back for the final, which is very crucial for Man United. So let's talk about the Leeds match. Manchester United face Leeds in a match which is supposed to happen in the midweek Wednesday at 10:45 East African time. So this is a rivalry match, and usually named Rose rivalry, I think. Yeah, Leeds has been an old foe for Manchester United, and it has always been a difficult match, or it almost looks like a derby at some time. So I think it's going to be a difficult match, especially news coming in today showed that Leeds had sacked their head coach, Jesse Marsch. The American was in charge for not more than a year, was sacked today in the morning. So it means maybe Leeds also might have a new manager bounce coming in, and it could be a difficult match for Man United. But looking at the statistics, I think in the last 5 matches, Manchester United have managed to win 4 of them. They drew only 1. And the matches that Man United have been able to play at home, Man United have been able to win by an aggregate of 15 goals. That means like an average of 5 goals per match. So I think this is going to be a goals gallo, and I'm tipping Manchester United to win this match because I feel like they are very strong at home. Old Trafford, as always, as we've been always speaking, is a tough place to go right now. And I think Rashford's form, Bruno's brilliance might see Man United in this one, and I can see them winning 3-1 Manchester United. Yeah, or maybe they could also keep a clean sheet, but Leeds has always been a team that is able to score goals, and especially now that they didn't score in their last match, I think against Nottingham, I think in this one they could score, but still Man United will be able to get the job done, and they will win the match. So that is it for today. I want to thank you for tuning in again. My name is Brian. Today I'm alone. Vincent is wherever he is, but I hope you enjoyed the Manchester United Beat Show. See you again. We'll be bringing you more episodes of the Liquid Sports Show.